Hey everybody, Sam Ovens here and welcome to Uplevel Consulting Step 1 of Level 1 Facebook training. So I've split up the Facebook training into Level 1 and Level 2 because you can really go pretty advanced with Facebook, but you can also get awesome results just with the basics. Now we've got guys in this program who are only making a couple of $1,000 to $5,000 a month. But then we've got guys who are coming into this program who are already making $100,000 a month. So that is why I'm splitting the training into two sections. So I recommend, even for the guys who are making $100K a month coming into this program, to start off with the foundations, because if you're missing anything, you do not want it to be one of these. Now, so regardless of who you are, go through and do level 1 Facebook training first and then level 2. Now this is step 1 of the level 1 training, and it's setting up the foundations for a successful Facebook campaign. Now I've seen a lot of guys make this mistake, and myself personally, I have made this mistake. You want to rush into creating ads, so you create some ads, you create some landing pages, you put it live, results come in, and then they stop. Or your account gets banned. And there's all sorts of things you can run into when you don't have the foundations set up properly. So this video is going to be all about the foundations. So here's a quick overview of what we're going to cover in this video. Using the Facebook Business Manager as an agency, setting up multiple Facebook accounts for backup if our accounts get banned and we need to, boom, immediately switch over to another one. If setting up your fan page and making sure that it's not naked, setting up your WordPress website and making sure that it's Facebook compliant, and then finally rules to follow so that you don't get your Facebook account banned. Now guys, I don't care how advanced or anything you are with Facebook, you want to make sure that you have all of these bases covered, because if you don't, Facebook can just rip the rug out from underneath you, and it can really hurt your business. But I, personally, when I didn't follow these rules, I had about 9 accounts banned. So I'd set up my account, it'd get banned. I'd set up another account, banned. I always was running into trouble with Facebook, and I just didn't know what it was. And then I followed these foundations here, I followed the rules, and I have not had my account banned for about the last 18 months. There's big ad spend in my account, we're very aggressive with advertising, and I haven't had it banned or had any issues. So you're going to want to make sure you follow these. So first of all, you want to use the Business Manager as an agency. Now, I'm going to just pull up my screen here, and if I go to, you want to use business.facebook.com. So the URL is business.facebook.com. You want to create an account here, and you can see Ovens Enterprises is set up as a Facebook business account. So you want to set up your account in the Business Manager. We're not going to use the Facebook Ads Manager. All of this training is for the Business Manager, and there's some very important reasons why. Now, if I click on Business Settings here, you want to make sure that you're set up as an agency. So here, if I click on Business Info, you can when you're setting up your account, you want to make sure that you're setting it up as an agency. And I forget where it's actually hiding, but when you create your account, you will be able to set it up as an agency and set it up in the Business Manager. This is really important. Now, the reason why it's important is that we can add different people to it, and we can also add multiple advertising accounts. So if I go back here, I've got multiple advertising accounts here. I've got loads of them. And I've also got lots of different people connected to my ad accounts. If you don't use the Business Manager and you have multiple users, you can get your account banned. But Facebook likes to see you using the Business Manager. So that's what we're going to use for everything we do with Facebook. So step 1, use the Facebook Business Manager and make sure that when you're setting up your account, you set up as an agency. Step 2 is to set up multiple Facebook ad accounts for backup. And guys, this is genius, and I wish this was around before. But in the Facebook Business Manager, you can create lots of different advertising accounts. So you can see all mine here. Now, these aren't doing anything. There's no credit card hooked up to these. There's no, anything hooked up to these. They don't have any ads in them or anything. But so these are just sitting here as backup. So if my main account did get banned, I could immediately use one of these backup accounts. And the beautiful thing is, with the Business Manager, you don't lose your audiences, you don't use your ads, you don't lose your data or anything like that. You don't even use your pixels or your custom conversions. Like, it's beautiful. You really don't lose anything. It's just a small irritation instead of a complete business catastrophe. Now, most people, when they lose their Facebook account, it's a business catastrophe. Now, you do not want to ever be in a position where Facebook can cause a catastrophe in your business, because Facebook can do that at any time they want, and it's very, it wouldn't be very good risk management on your behalf. So what you do is once you've got your Facebook Business Manager, you just click on Add New, and then you click on Add Accounts, and you'll type in, the name of your company. So if your company is called ABC Widgets, you'd call your first account ABC Widgets 1, then ABC Widgets 2, and just keep creating accounts until Facebook says you can't create any more. And I don't care if that's 10 or 25 or whatever, create as many as you can, because you want to just max out your account and have them all sitting there ready for backup. This is what you want to do. And do not put your credit card or payment information, do not attach that to the other accounts, because what Facebook will do is, if it bans one of your accounts and it sees that the same credit card is associated with other accounts, it'll automatically ban all the other accounts, and we do not want that to happen. So that's step 2. Now, the step 3 is to set up your Facebook fan page and make sure that it's not naked. Now, to do this, you want to create a Facebook fan page. So you, inside your Business Manager here, you go Add New, and you click on Pages. And, if you're a brand, or you do that, or if you're a person, you can do that. I run my business as, Sam Ovens. You might run your business as your name, or you might run it as a brand. Whatever you do, that's fine. And you want to create your page here and select the category. Now, when you first create your page, it's going to look naked. Or you might already have a Facebook fan page, and it's going to look naked. And what I mean by that is, let me go to my page here. Let's find my one. So this is what your Facebook fan page looks like. Now, it's naked when you don't have any likes, and you don't have a photo, or you don't have a cover photo, or you don't have any posts on your timeline, or any images or anything. Now, I've seen, it's fascinating how complex Facebook's algorithm is, but I've seen that when you don't have enough likes, or when you haven't done enough posts on your page, or you haven't gone and set up your page properly, Facebook will hurt your ads. So Facebook's algorithm takes into account how well set up your fan page is. So if you just have a brand new account and it's got 2 likes, and you don't even bother to upload photos or add anything in here, and you've never done a post, when you start to run ads on Facebook, you're not going to get any impressions. It's going to be really hard to get impressions. So guys, you have to take some time to build the foundations. When you have a proper page and it's set up correctly and there's engagement happening on it, your ads work better, and you're much less likely to have your account banned. So double positive, worth the time for sure. So to do this, you create a fan page, and then you want to make sure that you've got a profile photo, a cover photo, and information about your business. So your profile photo is here, your cover photo is here, and you want to just say, have a photo of you, and then your cover photo should talk about, what you're going to post about. And then the about should talk about, what you do. So down here it says, I've set up this stuff. I've set up my website and all of that. And I'd go and fill out, even more of this stuff. but you want to make sure you've at least got a short description and a URL and things like that. Now, what else you want to do is you want to have at least 10 posts in the news feed of your page. So, they don't have to be fancy posts. You can even share other people's news. So, you want to make sure you've posted some things. So if you've got some blog posts, put some posts in here. If you've got some videos, put them in here. Put some things in here so that it's not naked and it looks like there's actually someone living here and it's not a complete ghost town. It'll give Facebook, it'll help Facebook serve you more impressions and get you better results with your ads. Now, some ideas for some posts. I mean, you can even grab other people's posts and share them. You could go to buzzsumo.com and let's say I'm in the fitness, let's say I'm in the weight loss niche. I can just search for weight loss and find the most popular posts, grab a post like this here, and just grab the URL and share it on my Facebook page. Can just do things like that. Well, just read this article. If you're an entrepreneur, or if you're a woman trying to lose weight, you definitely want to check this out. Guys, you don't have to overthink this. Just get some stuff on your page and make sure that it's not naked and it looks like someone's there. I recommend posting some news stuff. I recommend posting some of your own stuff. Do not overthink this. This job of making your Facebook fan page look good should be a job that goes for no longer than 30 minutes. The next step is you need to have some fans. And I reckon you need to have at least 5,000 fans. Now this does a few things. First of all, when people see your ad, it shows how many people like your page. And when you have less than 5,000, people don't think it's very trustworthy. Also, I've seen people who have less than 1,000 fans, they can't get impressions with their ads. Facebook's throttling the amount of traffic that they get. And it just, it generally doesn't give you much credibility. Now, I honestly, I'm a believer that you should do everything properly and, you should really build up all of your fans organically. But, when you begin, I just recommend buying your first 5,000 and then building your audience properly from that point forward. Because guys, to build 5,000 fans properly, it'll probably cost $5,000 and it might take you, 4 months or something to do, which just is not a viable option. So if you don't have 5,000 fans, you just want to buy them. And if you go to the internet and you just type in, buy legitimate Facebook likes, you can buy them, and you shouldn't spend more than about $50 to buy them. And these are not real people, guys. I don't think I need to tell you this, but you're not buying people who are actually going to become customers or clients or anything like that. They're fake accounts. They're just made to look real, and they're not even real people. But we're doing this just so that we can get some traction with our page. The final step is to verify your Facebook fan page. And to do this, you can, there's steps on the internet, but you see how I've got this blue dot here next to my page, and it says verified page. Facebook confirmed this is an authentic page for this public figure, media company or brand. Well, what this does is it makes us more credible with Facebook. So Facebook's more likely to show our ads to people. It also shows up next to our name when people see our ads. So people are more likely to click on our ads, and we're less likely to get our account banned and all the things like that. And in order to get your Facebook fan page verified, you can just Google how to verify Facebook page, and there are step-by-step instructions right here. And all it needs to see is that you've got, and you show your ID and all of these things to Facebook, and it will verify your page. So that's how to get your fan page looking legit. Guys, we're essentially making our fan page look as legit and as current as possible. We want to have recent information on there. We want to have real images. We want to make it look like we're actually a business. I mean, how would how would you feel if you saw an ad and you're like, before I click on this ad, I just want to check out this fan page. You go to the fan page and it's dead. There's nothing there. You're probably going to think, well, this is a scam or something. So take the time to build a legit looking fan page and get some stuff on there. It'll help your ads. It'll help everything in your business. Now, the next step is to set up your WordPress website and make sure that it's Facebook compliant. Now, guys, if you already have a website, awesome. All you want to do in this section is listen to the things that make it Facebook compliant and make sure you add those things to your website. If you do not have a website, you are going to need to get one, because Facebook's algorithm has become really complex and really smart. And when you run ads, it has these crawlers and these spiders that go onto your website and they crawl it and they look for things, and that tells them whether or not you're a legitimate advertiser or not. And one thing Facebook hates are websites with only 1 or 2 pages and no information on them. Facebook considers those likely to be fraud or likely to be scams or likely to be something like that. I used to just have a 1-page website and I just kept getting my account banned all the time. And that's when I found out that an ad rep from Facebook, I talked to her on the phone and she said, yeah, we consider websites like this very scammy and we'll always ban the accounts. And she told me that they really like seeing that someone has a WordPress website with multiple pages on it and also some content and some information on there to prove that it's a real person or a real business and it's not some fly-by-night company or a scam. So it makes perfect sense, right? So you're probably thinking, well, what makes a good website layout? Well, here's the basics for it. You should have your logo up the top left. Then you should have the navigation links: home, about, success stories, contact, and blog. So home is just your home page. About is a page which is going to tell your audience about what you do. So you talk about, my name is Sam Ovens and I help coaches and consultants get more clients with online marketing. Tell everyone about what you do and what your specialty is. Success stories page. Guys, if you have testimonials, put them here. If it's just a text testimonial, that's fine. Grab the headshot of the client, put the text testimonial next to it, and list them down the page. If you have video testimonials, put them on that page. Even if they're audio testimonials, put them on that page. Guys, if you have success stories, use them and put them to work. But if you don't have success stories yet, that's totally fine. Just don't have that link up there. So you'll have home, about, contact, and blog without the success stories page. Then you'll have the contact page. And the contact page will just say, here's how you get in touch with me, and you can have a form or you can include your phone and contact number and things like that. And then you want to have your blog. And your blog's just where you're going to have a couple of articles written that shows that you're a real business or a real person in this industry, and you're not just creating a quick 5-minute website just so you can run ads. Now on the home page, you want to have a headline that says, I help blank to blank by blank. We went over all of this in week 1 of this training. So, you might, I help coaches and consultants to get more clients with digital marketing. Or, I help women over 40 lose weight with a special type of diet thing. You know what your message is, you know what your niche is, and you know what your magic is, so put it in there as the headline. Then have a nice high quality image of yourself, and then have some about text which explains what you do. And then that's kind of, the basis of your home page. Now, why do we do this? Well, first of all, Facebook has crawlers that crawl your website and they look for things like this. And so, one reason why we do it is so that we don't get our account banned with Facebook. Another reason why we do it is that if one of your ads gets flagged by the algorithm, then it will go to a human to review it. And when humans review your ads, they go to your website and they check you out. And they want to make sure that you look legit. If someone thinks you don't look at all legit, boom, account's banned. So those are 2 reasons why we do it. Another reason why we do it is that people do their due diligence. You're a customer of mine. You have given me money. I'm sure that you Googled me, you looked me up, you probably went to my website and just had a look just to see if you thought I was legitimate or not. Guys, people do this all the time. Even if they see an ad on one tab, they might think, before I click on this ad, I'm just going to open up another tab and just see what this person's website is about before opting in and doing all of that. Guys, people do their due diligence, and you want to make sure that your site says what you do and it just, you've got some information on there. Now, you also want to have down the bottom in the footer, you need to have these things: a privacy policy, terms and conditions, an earnings disclaimer, contact us link, and a Facebook disclaimer. And I'm going to tell you what all of these things are. Now, why we need to have these things here is because, again, Facebook will ban your account. If you don't have the essential legal information, Facebook will ban your account. Simple as that. Guys, we need to have our websites legit and Facebook compliant. So the essential legal documents, all of this stuff you can do for free, and all of this stuff you can do quickly. So to generate a privacy policy, you can go to freeprivacypolicy.com and use their privacy policy generator. It'll be free, it'll take you like 5 minutes. Terms and conditions, termsfeed.com. Go there, generate your terms and conditions. Earnings disclaimer. If you coach people in the business arena, or if you're making any claim or anything about how much money you can help someone make or how much money your clients made, pretty much if you're ever talking about money, you need an earnings disclaimer. So to do this, you can go to someone in your industry and you can copy paste theirs and then reword it to work for yourself, or you can Google search for an earnings disclaimer generator. Very simple stuff, lots of solutions out there on the marketplace, all free and all fast. See, it's not like we have to go to attorneys, pay them thousands of dollars, anything like that. Guys, we can produce this stuff fast and for free. Then a Facebook disclaimer, and this is really interesting. So myself and some of my friends, when we put this text in the footer of the Facebook, in the footer of our landing pages and websites, we never had issues with Facebook anymore. And I think it's because they really like to see this. They like to see that we've covered all of our bases, we're legitimate, and we know what we're doing. So you want to have the text: this site is not a part of the Facebook website or Facebook Inc. Additionally, this site is not endorsed by Facebook in any way. Facebook is a trademark of Facebook Inc. Put that down the bottom. Then you need to have a contact us link. And that contact us link needs to go to a page with your email address, your actual physical address or PO box if you're using one, and a phone number where people can call you. And if you're operating with a company, you need to have your company name too. Guys, this is just basic stuff to see that Facebook wants to see to make sure that you're legit and not just some person that set up an ad account and is trying to run a scam. You've got to remember that. So, do this. Not everyone in the training is legit. Myself or my team members have interviewed everyone. We know everyone's legit, but we need to prove it to Facebook, and we need to follow all of these best practices. Now, with your website, if you're building one for the first time, you will need to get a design and a layout and all of those things. So to get your WordPress website built, I'm telling you to build a website and you might go, oh my God, this is going to be so much work. Guys, I'm talking about 2 or 3 hours work, under $300, and you can have this thing live within 5 days. Everything I'm telling you, don't think I'm telling you how to do, that these foundation things is a whole week's worth of work. It's less than a day's worth of work, and it doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to be done and live. So what you want to do is you choose a design of a current website you like. So go to different people's websites, find a design you like, or go to themeforest.net and search for a theme or a design that you like. Once you've found a design that you like, awesome. Now write up the content for your website. So homepage, it's going to say these things. About page, it's going to say this. Contact page, it's going to say this. Create the content. Then grab the photos you want to use on your website. This photo is going to be here, this photo is going to be there. Once you've got that, once you've got the theme or the design selected, you've got all of the text and the content, and you've got the images, you can just write an email to a developer I'm going to provide you with and tell them you want a WordPress website with the design you like and the images and content you provide. And I've given the email address of the developer I use below this video. Guys, he will build you an awesome looking website within 5 days for only $300 US. So real cheap stuff, real fast turnaround. And if you're going to host it, I recommend using, what do we use? I think we use WP Engine, wpengine.com, but you can also use other providers like Bluehost and HostGator, things like that. And if you already have a website, just ignore all of this and just make sure your website is compliant with the legal documents, the terms and conditions, disclaimers, all of those things. All right. Now, the last thing you need to have on your website is at least 5 articles that have at least 500 words each on your blog. Now, why do we do this is because Facebook likes to see this. You know, when Facebook is manually approving, if Facebook ever flags your account for human review, which, by the way, will happen, it will happen sooner than you think, they're going to check things like this to make sure that you're legit and you're actually an expert and you know what you're talking about. Also, guys, if one of your prospects is looking at your ad and they're thinking about hiring you, they'll go to your website too, probably, and they'll want to see that you know what you're talking about. So you want to have at least 5 articles with 500 words each. So to do this, you go to buzzsumo.com and search for the most popular blog posts in your niche. So, you know, I can go to buzzsumo.com and search weight loss or how to get consulting clients, and it will give me, you know, the most shared and liked things. And then once I grab those, I can get an idea of 5 articles to write. So one might be, you know, how to get clients with digital marketing, or 5 mistakes most consultants make, or, you know, 3 ways to increase your prices. You know, different things, not very hard to do. So come up with 5 different ideas and then just write 5 posts which are about 500 words each. And guys, once again, I really need to stress and drive home this point. Do not spend too much time on this. All 5 posts should take you less than 1.5 hours, 1.5 hours. Now, finally, rules to follow so that you don't get your account banned. Now, at this point, you know, we've set up the Facebook Business Manager as an agency. I'll do a quick recap, actually, of what we've done. We've set up our Facebook Business Manager as an agency. Awesome step. We've set up multiple Facebook accounts for backup if need be. We've set up our Facebook fan page. We've made sure it's legit and we've got it all looking good. Then we've set up our WordPress website and made sure it's 100% Facebook compliant and has content and information on it. Now finally, here's some rules you need to follow on top of all of this so that you don't get your account banned. So first of all, do not log into your Facebook ads account from your personal account. Only use the Business Manager, and this is huge. Guys, when you log into your Facebook account from different locations, Facebook will ban your account. You know, if you're in California and then you fly to Australia, or you fly even to Las Vegas and you log in, Facebook's going to see that as unusual activity and they will ban your account. No kidding. So most people click here and then they go, you know, manage ads. That is not what you do. Never enter your advertising account from your personal page. Only ever from business.facebook.com. If you enter from business.facebook.com, you will never get into trouble. It doesn't matter if you're logging in from anywhere in the world, provided you go from business.facebook.com. So make that a rule, that you only ever log in from there. Now, do not use images that will piss people off. What I mean by this is don't make real tacky, annoying images. Don't put red borders around things. Don't put big red arrows, or don't make your ads look tacky. You know the ads I'm talking about. I'm sure you've seen lots of them and you're just like, ugh. Guys, what happens when people see those ads is they write negative comments, or they will click up on the right hand corner and they'll go, don't show me this ad again. And if enough people do that to your ad, you're probably going to get your account banned. So don't do it. Make sure you use high resolution quality images. Also, do not reply to people's negative comments. And this is going to happen. When you advertise, you attract some weird people and they just write on it and they're like, this is a scam, or this is bullshit. They write all sorts of things. And you're really tempted to reply and say, no, I'm not in all of this, but don't do it. When you reply to things, you just, you aggravate the people and they'll complain, they'll click the complain button and you'll get your account shut down. So just delete the comment and ban the person. Very simple. Delete and ban, delete and ban, delete and ban. Only thing you need to do, never reply. You're welcome to reply to positive comments and everything, but never the negative ones. Make sure you just delete and ban them. Also, do not make income claims or any other unrealistic claims in your ads, and avoid buzzwords. Don't make your ads sound unrealistic or scammy or get rich quick or anything like that, because Facebook has robots, like little spider things that search through the text, and there's these different ads, there's these different words that they don't like. And if the robot finds a word that it doesn't like, it can probably shut down your account. So keep your ads legit. Also, never use lead pages or unbounce or any other shared domains in your ads. What I mean by this is some people will use lead pages to create a landing page, or unbounce to create a landing page, and then they use the unbounce or the lead pages domain. So it might say samovens.leadpages.com. Well, Facebook hates that and they'll ban your account. So only ever use your own domain name. So samovens.com or abccompany.com. Only ever use your real domain name, because guys, so many think about what a scammer is going to do. They're going to go to lead pages and they're going to be too cheap to pay an extra $10 to put their own domain name on it. Plus, they're not even going to have their own domain name because they're too cheap and they're too stupid. So what do they do? Well, they just use the standard lead pages domain because it's free and it means they don't have to do any more work. Well, when enough people do that, Facebook learns that if you have this domain name, you're probably a scammer, and they'll shut down your accounts. So only ever use your own domain name, and make sure that domain name links back to your legitimate website. The samovens.com domain name, when someone goes to that, it's legit. There's company information, there's contact information, there's legal documentation, disclaimers and all of that. We even disclaim about the Facebook trademark. There's information and it looks like we're legitimate and it looks like someone's taken some time. Very, very important, guys, all of this stuff. And finally, make sure that you maintain a 10-to-1 ratio of approved ads to unapproved ads. So what I mean by this is if you have one ad disapproved, you have to create 10 ads that get approved, and Facebook monitors this. If you have too many unapproved, they'll close down your account. So you don't actually have to go and write 10 ads. You can just write 10 really nice fake ads. So are you a consultant? You'll like this, and then just a picture of you. Create that 10 times, get it approved, and then just delete it. Or turn it off. You don't need to actually run the ads. You just need to get them approved and then turn them off. So make sure you keep a 10-to-1 ratio of approved ads to unapproved ads. And guys, that's it for, the foundations of getting started with Facebook advertising. All of this stuff is insanely important. If you follow it, you will not run into trouble with Facebook. You won't have your account shut down, and you will enjoy an awesome experience with Facebook, and you'll make a whole bunch of money with it, and you'll get a whole bunch of clients, and it's all going to be awesome. So make sure that you take the time to set everything up correctly. So that's it for this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Hey everybody, Sam Ovens here, and welcome to step 2 of the Facebook training. So step 2 is setting up the tracking pixels and custom conversions. Now, this is vital. You know, our campaigns rely on data. When we're running our campaigns, we know what our numbers should be because they provide you with all of the benchmarks and KPIs and everything. Now, without that data, we don't know what we're doing, and worse than that, we don't know what's working and what isn't, so we don't know how to fix anything. And you know, without data, we can't run a successful campaign. And how we get our data is with tracking pixels and custom conversions. And this stuff's really simple to set up, but you can't screw it up. You know, there's no parachute here for getting this stuff wrong. If you get, you know, your tracking pixels and custom conversions wrong, then you're going to be looking at the wrong data, and we're going to have no idea what we're doing. So it is mandatory, guys, that you do this step and that you do this step properly. And don't do it in a rush. Don't do it, you know, don't rush this, or, you know, or try to do it too quickly, because it has to be done correctly. So how we do it? Well, first and foremost, we want to set up an account with Google Tag Manager. And this is honestly just, you know, this makes our life so much easier. So you go to Google and you just search for Google Tag Manager. And here it is here. And this is awesome. So what it does is, you know, these days how we track a lot of stuff online is with cookies or pixels. But the problem with everyone creating so many cookies and pixels is that we have to keep putting them on different landing pages and changing them, and it just becomes a massive task. Well, what Google did is it decided to create a container, which means you only put the container on all of your landing pages, and then you can update what's in the container without having to log into your landing pages, your website, and all of that. It's genius, and it's going to save you guys hours and hours. You know, it's probably going to save you tens, 20 hours just doing this. So what you do is you create an account. I'm just going to sign in here to Google Tag Manager. And you want to create yourself, you want to create yourself a container. And now what you do is you click on this number up here, or these letters in number, G, T, M, P, D, J, you'll have a different number. But you click on that, and it opens up this code here. Now this code here is what you need to put on your landing pages and on your website. So that needs to go on all of the pages. So, you know, if you're using Unbounce, you've got a really cool option here. That's why I love Unbounce so much. So when you log into Unbounce, if you scroll down and click on the settings here, down the bottom left, and then you click on Script Manager, you click on Add a Script, but Google Tag Manager has a direct integration with Unbounce. So you just, you tell Unbounce what your code is, your container ID, which you just copy paste from here, and then it syncs up. Boom, done. Now that's going to put your Google container on all of your landing pages on Unbounce, just as simple as that. Really easy. You're also going to need to put it on your WordPress website. So if I log into my WordPress website, bear with me while I log in here. So if you log into your WordPress website, and if you scroll down here and you click on the settings, you can install a plugin called the Google Tag Manager. It's a free plugin. So, search for Google Tag Manager for WordPress, install this plugin into WordPress, and then it asks you for your Tag Manager ID. Just like how Unbounce did, you grab this here, you grab your copy-paste your ID, and you give it to WordPress, and you put that on the footer. Done. Just like that, you've installed your Google Tag Manager container on every page on your WordPress website and on every landing page on your Unbounce platform. Just like that. Super easy. Now that we've got this container installed everywhere that it needs to be, we can start putting the different cookies on it. Now you can see I've got a ton of different cookies on mine. You guys don't need that many. You know, I'll teach you about some of this other stuff when we get more advanced with advertising in this training program, but for now, don't worry about all of this. We're just installing the Facebook Smart Pixel. So the next thing we do is place the Facebook Smart Pixel in the Google Tag Manager container. So how do we do this? Well, we go to business.facebook.com. We log into our business account and we scroll down here and we look for business settings and then pixels. And we can see that we've got this Ovens Enterprises pixel. You'll know what your pixel is. And what we do is, bear with me for a moment. Facebook's always changing its UI, and I forget where things are. So I might have to go in from a different place to grab this pixel. So I'm going to log into my ads account, and I'm going to go Tools, Pixels, and you want to use the Facebook pixel. So don't use the conversion tracking pixel old. This is being depreciated from Facebook, and we don't want to use that. We only want to use the Facebook Smart Pixel. It's a much better pixel. So you go to this, and then you click on Actions, View Pixel Code. And we grab this as it is, and we just copy paste this, Apple C, or Control C. And then you go back to the Tag Manager, and you go New, and you put in custom HTML tag, and you paste the tag, and then you go continue, and you would name this one, you want to name this Facebook Smart Pixel, and you go continue, and you make it fire on all pages, and that's done and installed, just like that. So I'm not going to install it now because I've already got it here, but this is really simple stuff when you use the Google Tag Manager and you use the direct integration with Unbounce and the direct integration with WordPress. If you're using another platform, you are able to place the Google you're able to place the Google Tag Manager code on lead pages or ClickFunnels or whatever it is that you use. You can do this as well. You want to make sure that the Facebook Smart Pixel is on every single page of your website and on every single landing page that you have. That is mandatory. Now once you've done that, you want to go back to Facebook and make sure that your pixel is firing correctly. So over here you can see status active, last received in the last hour. So to make sure that it's firing correctly, just go to your website or one of your landing pages and just refresh it a couple of times, and then go back into Facebook and refresh it again, and it should immediately fire as active and show green. If it's not, you've probably done something wrong, but it should fire as active pretty much immediately. Now once you've set up your pixels, once you've got your Facebook Smart Pixel firing correctly, the next thing you need to do is set up the custom conversions for your VSL campaign. Now VSL campaign is funnel number 1 for us. And if you remember how that funnel works, we've got the landing page and then the video and then the book an appointment with us. So we need to set up 2 custom conversions here. One is for opt-ins and one is for actually booking a call with us. So to do that, we click on, when we're logged in here, we click on Tools, Custom Conversions, and you want to go Create Custom Conversion, and it's going to use this pixel, and you want to go URL contains the page immediately after they opt in. So if I go to my VSL funnel, so I want the page immediately after someone opts in. So the page immediately after someone opts in is this one. And we copy paste the URL here. So we copy this and we go URL contains and we put this in here. And then we choose a category and we select lead. and then you go next and you save this. And you want to call this custom conversion VSL funnel opt-in. So VSL funnel opt-in, and you create that. And that's going to tell you who opted in. It's going to tell you if someone opts in for your VSL video funnel, which is a conversion. Now, to test that it's working, you want to go to the page and press refresh a couple of times, and then go back to Facebook and refresh Facebook, and it should say active. If you do it wrong, it'll say no activity yet, and you can see why I made a mistake with this one. It says webinar ignore. Even I get it wrong sometimes, and I had to have another go at creating it. You can't delete them, so that's why it's still here. So make sure this pixel's firing correctly, and that's the first pixel you need to have set up. The second custom conversion you need to have set up is for when people actually book a strategy session with us. Now, to do that, you go create custom conversion, and this time it's going to be when someone actually books an appointment with us. So if I go to marketing, if I go to unbounce, and if I go back to our funnel, our VSL funnel, this one wants to be, sorry, that's my one. If I go to my students VSL funnel, this one wants to be on the survey page. So the survey page URL is this. So I copy this, and I want to put that in here, URL contains. And the category this time you want to select registration. I've actually removed that as a category. Facebook's changing all the time. Well, I'd just call, no, complete registration. There it is. Select that, go next, and call this one VSL funnel strategy session application. And then you want to save that, and then you want to go back to that page, refresh it, make sure that the pixel is firing and that it's saying it's active, and then you're good to go. That means that you've successfully installed the Facebook Smart Pixel, and it means that you have set up your Google Tag Manager correctly, integrated it correctly, and that everything's working fine. It also means that you've got two key custom conversions set up. One for tracking people who opt in, and one for tracking people who actually schedule a strategy session with you. Now, these are two essential pieces of data, because we know that we want to pay in between $3 and $10 for an opt-in, and we know that we want to pay in between like $20 and $200 for a strategy session. So with those two custom conversions set up, we're able to track everything inside of Facebook, and we're able to see what is working and what is not working, which is like the holy grail of online advertising. Without being able to determine what's working and what's not working, and what the KPIs and costs are, we're not able to make this thing work. So take the time to go through step by step, do it carefully, and get all of this stuff installed. And once it's installed and you've checked that it's all working, well done. You are complete with step 2, which is setting up the tracking pixels and custom conversions. And you're ready to move on to step 3. Thanks for watching. Everybody, Sam Ovens here, and welcome to step 3, which is setting up your retargeting pixels on multiple platforms to achieve omnipresence. Now, what I mean by this is people just, they say they see you everywhere. I mean, I'm sure it's happened to you with my ads. And this is what we want to create in our marketplace. When we choose our niche and we decide to become the king of our mountain and own it, we want to be seen everywhere by people within that niche. We don't care about anyone else outside of it, but we want to be seen everywhere in that niche to the right people. And that's what retargeting does. And I'm going to show you how to set up retargeting on multiple platforms. Most people just stick to Facebook retargeting. Well, actually, most people don't even do it. The guys who are better will just do Facebook retargeting. But, guys who are doing really good, they want to achieve omnipresence and be everywhere. And to do that, we use multiple platforms. And then in this video, I'm going to show you how to do it. So the first thing we want to do is set up retargeting on Facebook. So to do that, we go to business.facebook.com. As always, log into our account, grab our Facebook account that we're using, and we want to go to Tools, and then we want to click on Audiences, and we want to create an audience. So we click on Create Audience, Custom Audience, and we want to click on Website Traffic, and we want to select anyone who visits your website in the past so many days, and the max you can do is 180, and we want to include past website traffic. Now I recommend you create multiple different audiences, so I've created them for last 180, 90, 60, 30, 14 and 7. Now I recommend you do the same. Now like I said guys, I'm giving you lots of work in here because I want you to set things up correctly. You know, a lot of guys rush through it. They try and get a Facebook ad live like within 2 hours, and they botch up the foundations. But when you do it properly, you know, you can really do things well. So, like I said, set up, you know, these different Facebook audiences, and then you will have those set up. Now, a lot of them are going to be too small to advertise to in the beginning. But as we start advertising and people come and, you know, they start visiting our website, these lists are going to start building up, and we're going to have these as assets, you know, to use later on in our business. So create all of those, and then once you're done with that, the next step is to create your perfect audience account and start place your pixel in the Google Tag Manager. So with Facebook has a smart pixel which allows us to create multiple different audiences and custom conversions off of one smart pixel. That's why it's called a smart pixel. But with, you know, these other platforms, we've got to add the actual tag into the Google Tag Manager container, which I showed you in step 2. So perfect audience is awesome. It allows you to show banner ads all over the internet on all different websites like Forbes, Wall Street Journal, all of that. And what's cool is people just see you everywhere, even when they're not on Facebook. So, you know, they might see you on Facebook, but then they go other places around the web and they start seeing your ad. And, you know, my ads kind of look like this. I'm sure you've seen some of these. I do a lot of advertising around on banners as well. And it just achieves that omnipresence. So you go to perfectaudience.com and sign up for an account. And then you grab the pixel, the code, and you go to the Google Tag Manager, like I showed you before. The Google Tag Manager, you come in here, and you go to Tags, and you create a new tag, and you call this one Custom, and you call it Perfect Audience, and you put your tag in here, and you add it to the container. Done. That's setting up perfect audience. Now, it's, you know, perfect audience isn't going to allow you to advertise until you've got enough people in your audience, and that'll happen eventually, but we want to set all of this stuff up right now. The third one you want to set up is Google Analytics. So it's always good to have Google Analytics code on everything, so you can get, you know, analytics on you know, people that are visiting your website and all of this stuff. You also want to use Google Analytics because it allows you to do retargeting with Google AdWords. And I'm going to talk to you about that later in the more advanced section of the training. But first and foremost, you want to get a Google Analytics account, and you want to click on Admin, and then you want to click on Property Settings, and then you want to click on Tracking Info, and then you want to grab this tracking code right here. You want to grab this, and you want to go to the Google Tag Manager and place it in, you know, the Google Tag Manager. And now you've got, you know, your Facebook retargeting audiences set up from 180 days all the way down to 7. You've got your perfect audience account set up, and you're starting to collect an audience there. And you've got Google Analytics set up, and you're starting to build up an audience and gather information there. So that is how to, you know, set up retargeting on multiple platforms. So right now, all we're trying to do is put the pixels on there, create the necessary accounts, and lay the foundations for what is going to be some serious advertising. We're not creating ads here now because we're not going to have a big enough audience. But, you know, we're laying the foundations now for some serious advertising later. So that's it for this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Hey everybody, Sam Ovens here, and welcome to step 4, which is understanding our two funnels and how they work with Facebook. So in the previous module of training, I showed you exactly, the two funnels that we use, how they work, how we set them up, and everything like that. In this training, I'm going to just be refreshing your memory about those two funnels and, showing you how they work and showing you specifically how they work with Facebook and what metrics we want to keep our eyes on to judge their performance. So funnel number 1 is the VSL funnel, and this is the funnel that you start out with. This funnel has the potential to feed you and get you right up into, $200,000 plus a month. I mean, I could probably do 300 grand a month on this funnel alone. So, a lot of people think they need lots of different funnels. The truth is, it's better just to master one. So funnel number 1 is the VSL funnel, and it looks like this. We start off with a Facebook ad, then they go to a landing page, then they go to the video page, then they book a calendar, they book into our calendar using Schedule Once, then there's a quick survey, and then we get on the phone with them. Now, it all starts with a Facebook ad, and we pay about $1 per click there. And when they come to the landing page and they opt in, we'll get about a 20% conversion on the landing page, which is going to be about $3 to $5 leads. And then they'll watch the video, and then about 5% of the people who watch the video will apply for a call with us. And that's a 5% conversion, and we'll be paying in between $20 and $200 per application there. And then finally, they get on the phone with us, and we convert 1 in 5 there, 20%, which is about $100 to $1,000 cost per acquisition, cost to acquire a customer. So those are the key numbers here. Now in Facebook, in the previous training, in the previous modules training, I showed you how to track this stuff. So I showed you how to set up a custom conversion. So inside of Facebook, we went to business.facebook.com. We went into our account and we clicked on custom conversions, tools, custom conversions, and we set up case study video opt-ins as a lead and strategy session you would have called yours VSL opt-ins and then VSL strategy sessions. And one's a lead, one's a complete registration. Now what that's tracking for us is our cost per lead here. So the first pixel, the VSL opt-ins, that's tracking this here. The second pixel, or the second custom conversion, the strategy session applications, that's tracking this one here. So we get, Facebook tells us from its own platform, it tells us how much we're paying per click. Then it tells us, if we set up the custom conversions, we can calculate this number here. And then we set up another custom conversion to calculate this number here. And finally, we do the phone calls ourselves, and we use Excel, Microsoft Excel or Google Docs to track that, and then we figure this last piece out on our own. Facebook can't figure this out for us because it's offline, we're doing it on the phone, but it's very easy to do. And so we can calculate all of these numbers here quite easily and with a lot of precision. So we're going to be aiming for clicks around $1 or less. We're going to be aiming for $3 to $5 leads, $20 to $200 applications, and $100 to $1,000 cost to acquire a customer. And we can track all of that stuff well. So that's how we do that. And we're trying to drive traffic into this funnel and get calls. That's basically what we're trying to do. Now with the second funnel, which was the just-in-time webinar funnel, the JIT webinar funnel, which is the one that you build out second and only after you've mastered the VSL funnel, you set up the same thing. So you've got webinar, you create a new custom conversion for webinar registrations, and you create a new custom conversion for webinar strategy session applications, and you can track these numbers, and then you track this in Excel as well. So, the funnels are very much the same, but you do create two different custom conversions. So that's a quick refresher about how these funnels work. Now, when we're running Facebook ads into our funnels, we want to keep our eyes on these numbers: clicks, leads, applications, and cost per acquisition. That's what we want to keep our eyes on. And as we're running Facebook ads, we're just going to be monitoring these numbers and making sure that they're all within KPI. And that is basically what we're doing. It all comes back to having a proven funnel, and you certainly have one of those. So it's all about having a proven funnel, knowing your numbers, and then monitoring your numbers. And that's exactly what we're doing here. So that's it for this training. I'm just giving you a quick refresher on our funnels and how they work with Facebook, and how, custom conversions, we use that to track everything, and, just how it all works together. So that's it for this training, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Sam Ovens here, and welcome to step 5 of the Facebook training. And in this video, I'm going to describe the strategy that we use with Facebook. So in this video, I'm going to show you the strategy, and I'm also going to get you to create the audiences needed so that we can run these campaigns. So this is a very crucial video, so make sure you pay attention and follow the tasks. So let's jump straight into it. So here's the funnel that we use for the VSL funnel. And what we're doing is we're driving traffic with we're driving cold traffic. Now what I mean by this is we're targeting an audience that doesn't know us. Like, we could be targeting attorneys in the US, we could be targeting accountants, whatever your niche is. We're running an ad to them, and we call it a cold ad or cold traffic because they don't know who we are. So we're driving cold traffic right into this funnel here, and then those people are opting in, watching the video, scheduling a call with us, and becoming clients. But we also build in 2 layers of retargeting to improve the results here. So what happens if someone clicks on our ad, they go to our landing page, and then they don't opt in and leave? Well, we run retargeting to them. So if someone clicks on our ad, lands on the landing page, and doesn't opt in, then we run a retargeting ad to them here. So, if that's one instance. Then if they do opt in, so the ad's going to follow them around and say, hey, we saw that you saw our offer, but you didn't opt in. And so they click on the ad, and they come back to the opt-in page, and then they will opt in. But then what happens if they opt in, but they view the video and don't book? Well, we run another retargeting ad to them, and we say, hey, we saw you opted in for our stuff, but you didn't end up scheduling a call with us. So, we're running 2 types of retargeting here to improve the results. So we've got cold traffic coming in, and then we've got retargeting happening as well. So that's basically how we're driving traffic into this funnel here. Now the next step is to create the audiences for the retargeting, and I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. So make sure you follow along. So we log into our Facebook account, and we go to Tools, and then we click on Audiences. Then you want to create an audience and click on Custom Audience. Then you want to click on Website Traffic, and you want to select anyone who visits your website, or anyone who, you want to select people who you want to select people visiting specific web pages but not others. And then you want to select URL contains the URL of your landing page. So the URL of our landing page is here. So we put this in. So URL contains this. And then we want to exclude people who visit in the landing page, the page after this. So we're targeting people who visited this page but didn't visit this page. And so we grab this URL and we go URL contains this. And then we want to do it for the last 30 days, that's fine, and include past web traffic. And we want to call this one VSL funnel. Then we want to call it visited landing page but didn't opt in. And we create that audience. And this audience will be too small at the start, but as you start running your ads, it'll start building up. Now the next audience we want to build is of people who opted in but didn't schedule a call with us. So we create a new audience, custom audience, and we want to website traffic, people who visited specific web pages but not others. URL contains this page here. We grab this URL. URL contains this, but does not contain the scheduling success page, which we will, if we go to our unbounce accounts and we go to our VSL funnel, and that would be the survey page, so it doesn't contain this page. Grab the URL and we put that in here. 30 days, and we call this one VSL funnel. Opted in but didn't schedule strategy session. And create that audience. And it will say it's too small, but eventually, this will be big enough. Now what we want to do is for the just-in-time webinar funnel, we're running a similar strategy. So we're running cold traffic with a cold ad into the funnel, and then we've got two retargeting sequences as well. So one is if people clicked on our ad, visited our landing page, but didn't opt in, and the other is if people opted in but didn't schedule a call with us. And what we want to do here is retarget them. Well, in the just-in-time webinar funnel sequence, we don't point them back to the actual webinar because they can't watch it every time. So what we do is we do retargeting to people who watched the webinar but didn't schedule a call with us, and we drive them back to the calendar booking page. So what we do there is we grab the URL of our webinar page and we put that in there, and then we grab the and then we exclude people who saw the survey page, and we're driving people back here. Or we take the page of the landing page but exclude the JIT webinar page. So it's very similar in how we run our ads to the VSL funnel. Now I'm not going to show you how to create these audiences right now, because by the time you get to creating this funnel here, you're going to be competent enough to create these audiences yourself. You've got to start with a VSL funnel and then graduate to this funnel, and by the time you graduate to this funnel, you'll know exactly how to do this. So that's it for this video, guys. Make sure you understand our strategy here with Facebook, and make sure you create your audiences. And once you've done that, you can progress to the next step. Thanks for watching. Hey everybody, Sam Ovens here, and welcome to step 6 of this Facebook training. And in this video, we're going to write the copy for your advertising campaigns. So this is where the rubber really meets the road and you actually get to start writing some ads. Everything's kind of been laying the foundations up until this point. I mean, week 1 we started off by getting your mindset right, by setting some awesome goals and targets and dreams and things like that. And then, we looked at the math, we got your offers right, your pricing right, we made sure your niche and messaging was right. Those are sort of I call them the 7-figure foundations, making sure that all of those are set in stone, ready to build a successful business. Then week 2 was learning about how to sell. Now, week 3 was about setting up the funnels and, setting up the landing pages and getting all that stuff set up, going through the tech, getting it all approved and getting that live. And now, we've been, in this module, we've been laying the foundations for successful advertising campaigns. So the technology, the tracking, the 30,000 foot view and understanding. And now it's time to actually, to write some ads. So everything up until this point has been sort of laying the foundations. Super important, by the way, but now we can get into some of the really fun stuff. So writing the copy for advertising campaigns. Now, understanding your market is everything. Having great messaging is everything. If you understand your market well and have a powerful message that resonates with them, you don't need to be that great at all the tech stuff. If you truly understand your market, like you could write a page out of their diary off by heart, and they would see it and be like, wow, that looks like it was just taken straight out of my diary. When you understand your market like that, it becomes really easy for you to write killer ads, run killer campaigns, and get awesome results without being very good at testing and all of that tech stuff. So guys, it's so important. Those that understand their market crush it. And those that don't understand their market try and make up for it in other areas. So it's super important. And this is why I got you to spend so much time in week 1 doing research and truly understanding your market and what makes them tick. So what are their problems, fears, desires, frustrations, all of those things. Now, this is kind of refreshing your memory from back in week 1, but you wanted to look at the top 10 books on Amazon.com, research the blogs on BuzzSumo.com, find the influencers and in the market, and you wanted to complete the 10 smart market questions as well as your client avatar worksheet. Now, your 10 smart market questions are these. So, you should have completed this. You should have selected your niche if you don't have one, or done some market research here. And you should have sent this over to me via email for approval, and I should have approved it, along with your ideal client avatar, which you should have completed and sent over to me via email so I can approve it. So once you have, you've done all of this and you thoroughly understand your market and you've got these 2 documents ready, you're ready to start writing some copy for your ads. Now, what we start off with is we try and come up with 5 unique angles, first and foremost. So, here's some basic angles. So one would be the big promise. So how would you like to be able to generate, high value clients for your law firm? Or how would you like to generate, how would you like to book your schedule full of high value patients for your clinic? How would you like to get big promise, right? How would you like to get the thing that they want, the thing that they desire? So that's one angle. Another angle is big promise with specific claim. So how would you like to generate 25 high value clients every single week, right? So that's a big promise with a specific claim on the end of it. Another one is a first person story of transformation. So you could say, I used to struggle to find high value clients, and this is in quotation marks. So I used to struggle to find high value clients. Every morning when I woke up, I'd go into the office and I didn't know how the week was going to play out. I didn't know where my next client was going to come from, and it made me sick to my stomach because I didn't know how I was going to be able to make the rent or pay for my software bills. So that's a first person story of transformation. Then you can go into, and then everything changed when I learned how to get clients online with paid advertising. Now, it's perfectly legit and legal and Facebook compliant to write a first person story of transformation without actually having someone say that. So you can just write it in quote marks, and you don't need to say that who it was by. You can just make it up. It's perfectly legit and totally legal and compliant to do that. And those ads work very well. You can also write an ad about the removal of pain. So this is starting with the pain instead of starting with the big promise. So you could say, are you struggling to get new clients for your consulting business? Or are you struggling to get new patients in the door for your plastic surgery practice? You get it? So, we're starting off with the pain, and then we're talking about removing the pain. Actual client testimonial. So if you have actual client testimonials, you can put them in here. You could say, Joe Blogs used to struggle to find clients, and then within the first 30 days of working with me, he acquired 50 new high-value clients and made $25,000, right? So here's some different angles you can use for for presenting your product or service. I'm also going to give you access to my swipe folder with more than 1,000 ads. So I keep a swipe file of all these different ads here, and I'm giving you access to this. You'll get the link below this video, and this is, you can scroll through this and get some inspiration for for different ads to run. So over the past years, I screenshot ads that I think are good, and you can take a look at these and get some inspiration. So in between having the swipe folder here, and in between having access to some of the ads I've run, and having this here which shows you how to come up with these unique angles, it shouldn't be very hard for you to come up with 5 unique angles. Now what I want you to do is use this Facebook advertising planning and tracking worksheet which I've created for you. Now I've given this to you as an Excel document, so you can use it in Microsoft Excel, or you can use it in Google Docs. I recommend Google Docs because it's cloud-based and you can access it from anywhere, and it's a really good way to track all of this stuff. Now here on the second tab of this document, it says angles. So what we want to do is we want to first of all come up with ideas for angles. Then we want to test angles, and then if they're working, we want to write proven. So we want to have ideas, testing, and then proven. And so we're constantly going to be coming up with different angles. So I could start off with how would you like to generate 50 new clients per month? All right, that could be this one angle. And what I want you to do is come up with 5 different angles, or more if you want, and you're going to put them here in the ideas column. And so all you need to do right now is come up with 5 different angles for how we can advertise what you have. And I recommend looking back at your 10 Smart Market diagnosis questions. I also recommend looking at your client avatar and looking at these here and the swipe folder with over 1,000 ads and coming up with some good angles here. Another thing that's good to do is look at your competition. So it's really powerful to go into Facebook and to look at at what your competition is doing. So let's say that I am in the fitness niche, and let's say I'm in the female fitness niche, and I know there's a client, Emily Sky, and so we could look at her page and see what's working for her. So we could scroll down and see what's working for her, and obviously different images and things like that. So you can also look at your competition, see what they're doing on Facebook and elsewhere, and you want to come up with those 5 angles and put them into your document here. Now once you've come up with 5 angles and you've put them into this document, you're ready to move on to the next step. So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Hey everybody, Sam Ovens here, and welcome to step 7 of creating your Facebook ads. So we're actually going to create some ads right now. So what makes a good Facebook ad? Well, this is a very good place to start, and I'm pretty sure this is going to shock you to see what things are important and what things really aren't. So here's what makes a good Facebook ad. So we only want to stick with these desktop newsfeed ads or mobile newsfeed ads because they work the best. And here's the different elements. So the image makes up for 80% of the results that you'll get. 80% from the image. And then the post text up the top, just under my name where it says how to sell $100,000 plus worth of high ticket coaching or consulting, that's worth 10%. So that's the second most important thing. It goes image, then post text, then headline. Headline's worth 6. And then finally, the text below the headline. And there is none in this ad, but usually there's some text below, and that's worth about 3%. And then the remaining 1% is really, on the button, like the Learn More button, or, in the display URL. Now, to keep things simple, we're pretty much always going to leave the bottom 3 things the same, so that we're only ever testing 3 things, because it's always better to keep things simple. So I can tell you right off the bat that the Learn More button always outperforms the other ones. So every single time you create an ad, you're going to use the Learn More button. And in the display URL, you want to put your name, like samovens.com, and then you want to put next to it a little tagline, like the 7-figure consulting, the 7-figure consultant, or, the master of generating leads for attorneys, or, the guru of getting high-value patients for your practice, some little tagline. So, your name and then what you do, or your brand name and what your tagline is, and then always use the Learn More button. And so that really leaves us with only 3 things that we need to worry about, which is the post text, the headline, and the image. And that's what makes a good ad. So writing the copy for your ads. Well, in this, we're going to go to this Google Doc, which I shared with you. So it's an Excel file, and you can upload it to Google Docs or use it in Excel. And we're going to start with your angles. So you're going to have multiple different angles here. You should have at least 5. You should have at least 5 angles. Now, what you're going to do is take these angles and turn them into ads. So on the next tab along in this document, you can see it says Ads Ideas. So click on that, and then this is where you're going to come up with your proper ad. So you're going to write the headline, then you're going to write the post text, then you're going to put the link description, and then you're going to find an ad image. You're also going to put the link to your landing page, and you're going to select what button you're going to use. So I want you to come up with 5 different ads, one for each angle. So you would have come up with 5 different angles. Well, now what I want you to do is come up with 5 different ads, one for each angle. And once you've written the headline, the post text, the link description, you've got the URL here, and you've selected the button, the next step is to look for a Facebook image, an image to use on the Facebook ad. Now, some tips with images. You want to try and have people in them, if possible. When there's people in ads, when there's people in images, they always work better. And preferably people smiling. People really like it, really like seeing images where people are smiling. Also, you want it to be bright and colorful, so lots of color, and you want it to be high contrast and different colors to Facebook. So Facebook's blue, so you want to be thinking, brighter colors like orange, green, all of those things, so that it stands out and pops from the Facebook user interface. So you want people, you want high contrast, and you want an image that's going to capture your eye, and you want it to be relevant to the market and relevant to the message. So here's an awesome thing to do to get some ideas for images. So you can go to google.com, and I could search how to get consulting clients. Then I could click on images, and what you want to do is you want to search for a keyword. like how to get plastic surgeon patients, or how to get whatever it is that your ad's about. Type the keyword in there, and then click on search tools, and then select size, and you want to go larger than 1024 by 768 because you want high resolution images. And then you want to scroll through here and basically look for an image that captures your attention. So, I might find this image here. And, this image seems to be, high quality, high contrast. It got my attention. It's relevant to, consulting and getting clients. So I'll save this image as... I'll save this image. And you keep scrolling through here and you can find different images. And what you should do is come up with, about 5 different images that you can use. So, you scroll through, find images that capture your eye, and then save them. And, that's a good way to start. So you can start off with getting about 5 images from Google. And then you can get some images of yourself as well. So you could get a photographer to take photos of you. You could get your friend or partner to take photos of you. Or you could look in your Facebook profile and see if there's any photos of you. Or you could use some photos off of your website. And what we want to do in the early stages is just test to see what images your market responds to. Now, it's kind of the common thing for people to post, for people to have ads with an image of themselves on it. And I know that works well in the coaching and consulting industry when people know who you are. But the truth is, for most of my clients, people don't know who they are, and other images work better. So a lot of the time, a stock image like this will outperform a picture of me. So it's sort of a lot of people a lot of people who run Facebook ads have got it backwards. They always want to run an ad with an image of them, and they want to have all of this text over the image. But in all the testing I've seen, organic ads, or so I call them organic ads, but I mean, an ad with an image that doesn't have text on it often works better because it's, people think it's an actual post or something. So, I recommend at first try images with no text on them, and try a mixture of images with you on the front, or with, stock images on the front, and see what works best. So what you should do is collect a whole bunch of images and save them to Dropbox, and then put the Dropbox link in here for the image. And once you've come up with like 5 different ads, and you've got, the different images that work for them, and you've completed this Excel file, then you are ready to, to go on to the next step and actually start publishing this campaign and collecting some data. So it's really important, guys, that you follow the instructions. Like, I know it might seem tedious putting all of this stuff in a worksheet like this, but you need somewhere to keep track of everything. A lot of people run ads and then they turn them off and delete them, and they run this ad and they run that ad, and they're trying different images, and they never keep a record of everything. And then they come to me and they're like, hey man, I've been running ads for 4 days and I need your help. And so I have a look at their account and I'm like, all right, well, where's your data? And they've got nothing. They haven't filled out the sheet. They haven't even worked out the angles. They haven't done anything. And, if you guys want to get this right, if you actually want to make some money with this, and you really want to get some clients and grow a very profitable business, then, really follow the systems and processes and disciplines that I've outlined, because this really does work if you do it properly. So that's it for this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Hey everybody, Sam Evans here, and welcome to step 8 of this Facebook training. Now this video is going to be on how to create your list of audience interests. And it's very important in this step that you don't just do what most people do with Facebook, and that's come up with one audience of about 5 or 10,000 people and think that that's going to be enough to feed you in terms of Facebook advertising, because I'm telling you it's not. A big misconception everyone has about Facebook is that you come up with just one audience of, say, 5,000 to 10,000 people, and then you just use that, and you want to have a laser targeted list of as fewer people as possible. But that's just a big myth and a big misconception. A lot of people think that you get email lists from the internet, you scrape them, and then you upload them into Facebook, and then you just laser target those people. All of those methods don't work, guys. How you use Facebook is you build a big audience. You're aiming for a combined audience of in between 500,000 and 2 million people. You're looking for a big audience. Facebook loves big audiences, and when I show you how the algorithm works and I show you how to do all of this stuff, you're going to love using big audiences too. So I'm going to show you how to do that, and it all starts with creating your list of audience interests. So audience interests are pages that people like. That we call them interest groups, or Facebook calls them interest groups. And this is how you're going to start your advertising campaign. So coming up with audience interest ideas. Well, this kind of comes back to week 1 when we did the market research, we picked your niche, we got your messaging and everything right, and we did the 10 smart market questions and the client avatar worksheet. So you should have done that, and you should have an idea of this stuff. But you want to think like, what are the popular books in this niche? Who are the influencers in this niche? What software programs do they use? Where do they get their news? Are there Facebook groups or fan pages that they like? And once you find a good one, I'm going to show you what to do. So, let's just assume that for example's sake in this video, that my niche is attorneys. So I could start off the Google search by popular books for attorneys, if that's how you spell it. Popular books for attorneys. And here we go. 30 lawyers pick 30 books every lawyer should read, and they just give us a list of all the books. This could be a good place to start. Or Facebook pages lawyers like. There's tons of information here. And then let's say I just, I want to start with people, one Facebook fan page could be the American Bar Association. So these are people that like the American Bar Association. There's, almost 50,000 people here. So I could start off with this as one audience. So what I do is I open up our Facebook advertising worksheet, and here on audiences on the first tab, I put down this, and I call this the American Bar Association, and the size of this guy is, unpin this. So the size of this association is 47,000. So I'm just going to put it all rounded up to 48,000. Now what you do is you like it. So you click this like button, and then it gives us other. Oh well, it hasn't done that this time. Usually it tells us other pages that are similar to this. But maybe Facebook's changed. Facebook's changing all the time. Well, I guess that's out now then. So another thing you can do, sorry about that guys, Facebook is literally changing all the time. But another thing you can do is grab this and then go into Facebook, go into your advertising account, and then go to the audience tools and then audience insights. This is going to be your best friend when you're coming up with audiences. And then select everyone on Facebook and then put in the interest. So American Bar Association. And what it's going to do is it's going to show us, if we click on page likes, it's going to show us pages that are close to this. So it has an affinity tool. And that means how likely your audience is to like a given page compared to everyone on Facebook. So they've got a very high, if we search by relevance here, and we search by affinity, I mean, we can see, all of these, all these other pages that are going to be like, like American Bar Association. So this one here, ABA for law students, is about 15,000 people, and this could be a good one. So we could go back into our spreadsheet and add ABA for law students 15,000, and then back into audience insights, and we just keep looking for different ones. So what's Barbie? We can just keep looking through all of these different ones. And then let's say that we've found, let's say we want to go with above the law, which is, this looks like a good audience. It's got 36,000, so we add this one in here, above the law, 36,000 people. And then if we like above the law, see, now it's doing what we want it to do. If I like this page, it's telling me other pages that are like it. So, National Lawyers Guild, I can open that up. This looks like a good one. 70,000 people in it. So I come back here and add this one in here. National Lawyers Guild. And how many people were in there? 71,000, we'll say, round that up. And I'm sure you can see, guys, this isn't hard to come up with audiences. If I like this, it's going to recommend I invite other people. So I guess it's doing, sometimes it gives us suggestions, sometimes it asks us to invite other people. But I can now take this one, National Lawyers Guild, and I can plug it straight into here. So I can delete this and go National Lawyers Guild. And I can see, different pages like Democracy Now!, Southern Poverty Law Centre, all sorts of different things, NPR. So I can start, just hunting through here, like adding, liking different pages, seeing what else it recommends, plugging new interests back into the Audience Insights tool, and just working through here for, no more than like 20 minutes to half an hour. And I'm going to build up an audience here. I'm going to build up a list of audiences of about 20 to 30. Now you want to do a bare minimum of 20 and, a kind of max of 30. Now guys, we're going to be testing this. So don't think that we're, committing to and marrying these random pages we pick. We just want to test a whole bunch of different audiences to see which ones are going to work and which ones aren't. There's only so much we can achieve by just thinking about it in our own heads. I wonder if this audience will convert. We have no idea. All we want to know is that there's a high probability that lawyers are in here or that your niche is in this particular group. And then, we're going to let data give us the answers. So spend no more than about 20 minutes to half an hour coming up with, a list of 20 to 30 of these. And you can see in here we're coming up with ideas, and then we're going to test them and get results. And then we're going to mark whether they worked or not, and then we're going to come up with eventually a list of proven audiences. So right now all you need to do is just be listing 20 to 30 audiences, and then you are ready to go through to the next step. Now guys, this isn't hard. You saw me do it for lawyers. I mean, you can do it really for any niche. You just got to get started, and you've just got to start with one and then plug it back into the tool, and then get the next one, plug it back into the tool, and before you know it, you've got a huge list of audience interests. So that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. Hey everybody, Sam Ovens here and welcome to step number 9 of this Facebook training. So in this video I'm going to show you how to create your targeting templates in Qzx. Now Qzx is got to be the best tool I've ever seen for Facebook, and it is going to it's going to change your guys' life when it comes to Facebook ads. It is the best software tool that I have in my long list of software programs. And it has completely changed my life when it comes to Facebook ads. So you want to go to qzx.com, Qwaya.com, and you want to sign up for an account. It comes with a free trial, but I can tell you that it is 1,000% worth it. It is the best thing I've ever seen when it comes to ads. So when you log in and you've got your account, you want to select your account. Make sure you've selected your right account, because you're going to have a lot of different accounts, because I told you to create a lot of different accounts. And then the first thing you're going to want to do is click on Set Targeting and create a targeting template. So over here I created a folder called Targeting Templates, and then you want to go New Targeting, and this is where you set up your template. So you want to start off by selecting your country. So I'm just going to go United States. Now I do recommend only targeting, I don't recommend you target international. If you're a US person targeting, US, just target the US. If you're in Canada, targeting Canada, target Canada. I mean, if you do go international with your business, do it, but stick to where your proven market is to begin with. So I'm just going to start with US. I'm not going to select any languages. And I'm going to put my age, 25 to 55. And I'm going to go all sexes. But you should know your audience, guys. Like, if you're a coach and you only work with women, just target women. If you're a coach and you've never really worked with a female and women just don't seem to, to buy from you or get attracted to your marketing, just stick with male. Stick to what works. And then, you should know your age group. I mean, who's your youngest customer? Where are most of your customers sitting in terms of age? Use that age band, select the sex and the country. Now, interests. This is where you get to start adding in all of those interests that you came up with. So you should have at least 30. So I'm going to start by loading these in. So American Bar Association. American Bar Association. Perfect. And then the next one, ABA for law students. Well, you can see it's recommended a lot here. So I could go ABA Journal. It's giving me other bar association, State Bar of Texas. It's giving me other ideas here, LexisNexis, and you want to use these ideas here, and you want to use the 30 that you came up with here, and you want to start plugging them all in here. So you should come up with a long list of these. And guys, what you're trying to do here is get an audience of at least 500,000 to 2 million people. So you're trying to get a nice big audience here. So once, I'm just doing this very quickly for example's sake. Well, that got us to 3 million. It's probably a little bit too big. So, I'll just get rid of a few. Okay, so let's, you should be at least 500,000 to 1 million here. Once you've done that, you'll notice that it says either any or split next to all of these. Now what this is doing is any is going to group them all into one ad set, but any is going to group them all, split is going to split them into different ad sets. So we want to select any for all of these, but then we want to split the ad sets. And we can pretty much forget about everything else here. And then what you do is you save as, and you call this your targeting template. So I'm going to call this lawyers specific interests 30. And I'm going to save this. And you'll see now it's saved, over here, lawyers specific interests, it's saved this targeting template. Now what this means is that, I've got all of this stuff saved here. So, I don't have to screw around in Power Editor or the Ads Manager or any of that crap. I can create my targeting template here, and then I just choose split, and it will split into 30 ad sets. Now this won't make total sense to you right now, guys, but it's going to make total sense to you soon, and it's going to blow your mind about how powerful this Qzx tool is. So for right now, all you need to do is create your targeting template in Qzx, and select your country, your age band, the sex, and then put in your 20 to 30 interests here, and make sure that your potential reach is in between 500,000 and 2 million people, minimum of 500,000. Once you've done that, save that as a targeting template, and that one is done. Now the second targeting template that you're going to have to create is for your retargeting audiences. So we're going to create a new targeting, and this one is going to be in the United States again, and this time same, it's going to be our same thing here. We're going to group them all together, but this time we're not selecting any interests or anything like that, because this one is a custom audience, and we're going to want to include people from, and this will show us all of our different things. So we want to include people from opted in but didn't schedule strategy session or visited landing page. So we want to select this one here, and we want to save this as VSL visited landing page but didn't opt in. And now we've created a targeting template for this. So I'm just going to do a little bit of cleanup here, and I'm just going to call this one the lawyer's example, and I'm just going to put these in here just to keep everything clean. Okay. Perfect. So now I've got my specific interests, and I've got my visited landing page but didn't opt in, and now I need one more, which is United States, 25 to 55, male, and custom audience is going to be opted in but didn't schedule strategy session. I'm going to save this one as VSL opted in but didn't schedule strategy session. Save that. Now I've got all the targeting templates set up to run this campaign successfully. So you'll remember our Facebook ad strategy. It involves targeting cold traffic through specific interests, and then it involves retargeting people who clicked on our ad, visited our landing page and didn't opt in. It also involves retargeting people who opted in but didn't schedule a strategy session. So it's a two-pronged approach. We're targeting cold traffic, and then we're also retargeting that traffic. So usually in the Power Editor, to set all of this stuff up would take you a very long time, and you have to do copy paste things. It's a nightmare. But in Qzx, this is just it changes everything. So once these are set up, they're good to go. So guys, once you've done that, the 30 specific interests and the 2 custom audiences for the retargeting, you're good, and you're ready to move on to the next step in this Facebook training. Thanks for watching. Hey everybody, it's Sam Evans here, and welcome to step 10 of this Facebook training, which is creating your ad templates in Qzx. So once again, we use Qzx, qwaya.com. You should sign up for an account. It is awesome. Now in the previous video we created the targeting templates. Now we're going to create the ad templates. So we click on create ads, and then you want to select your page here, And then the ad that we use is just link ads. That's all we do. So forget everything else and just create link ads. Now, we put in all of these things here. So the post link is the actual link to the page. So we click on that, and then we grab the link URL from our Facebook planning document, which is in Google Docs, which you would have created already if you followed the instructions. So you grab your URL to your case study, to your VSL landing page, and you plug it in here. And then you add your post text, and your post text is the text that shows above the image, which is this. And then we plug that in here. And then you add the headline. And the headline we came up with was here. So add the headline. And then we have a description. So in the description you should always have a specific call to action. So click here to get free instant access to this case study video now. And then you want to have the display link. You want to have this something like this: a Sam Ovens 7-figure consultant, or the 7-figure. You want to have your name and then a tagline in the display link. The call to action, we always use learn more. So then we're optimizing it, guys, for the objective up here, website conversions, every single time. So you've got website conversions, you have your display link, your call to action, learn more, your post link, the post text, the headline, the description, and now you can add images. Now what you want to do is add an image from, which you would have selected before. So I'm going to select, this image that I found here. And this image will show up here. Now, in the beginning, you want to start with just one ad and test about 4 different images. So remember how I got you to come up with 5 angles and then 5 ads for those different angles? Well, I want you to think about which ad you would put your money on if you had to guess. So, just what one has the best gut feeling for you right out of the gate. Just use that one ad to start with and copy all of that into Qzx. And we can't test multiple messages at one time, so we want to just have the same message but test a couple of different images. So I'm going to go add images. I'll grab a random photo of me at my desk. So we're going to test multiple images. I recommend you test about 4 images. So what Qzx is doing here is we're creating an ad template, which will create an ad with all of these things constant, but the only variable will be the images, which means that we're split testing images at the beginning. And the reason why we do this is because images have 80% of the power of our Facebook ads. So if there's anything we want to see what's working first, we want to test out images. So I'd have an image of you, I'd have some stock images that you found on the internet. I'd put them all in here and test them out. At this stage we're not putting any text on the image. We just want to try native ads, which means that there's no text on them. So throw those in here. Now for the important part. You want to test desktop newsfeed, you want to turn off right column, and you want to turn off mobile audience network, and you want to test all mobile devices, but only on Wi-Fi. That is, I've tested all of this stuff out, guys. You just want to listen to this. It'll save you a lot of time and money. So once again, website conversions, the link, the text, the headline, the description. We're testing 4 images, so you should have 4 images here. I'll upload another one. So you want to have 4 images, desktop newsfeed, mobile newsfeed, on Wi-Fi only. And then you want to save this as, and you want to call this one cold traffic, or you want to call this one add, well, I'd call it cold traffic add template 1. And save that to account. And once that's done, you have created your ad template. Now what you can do is you can, when you're on select ads, you can select use template, and in here you can see all your different templates. So I called this one cold traffic ad template 1. Now if I drag this in here, it's going to create 3 multiple ads. It's going to create 3 ads with all of the same stuff except the image is different. And did you see how fast it did that? Guys, if you try and do this in the Power Editor or anything, it's going to take forever. And if I hover over here, I can see my actual ad. See? You can see it on mobile or desktop. And it creates them, you know, as simple as that. It's going to save you a lot of time. So that's basically it for creating your ad templates in Qzx. Well, actually, that's not. We created our cold traffic ad, but we need to create our retargeting ads now. So I'm going to create a new folder. I'm just going to grab the one I did here, put it in here. Let's keep things clean. So we created the cold traffic ad template, but now we need to create the retargeting ads. So we're going to select our page. Seems a bit buggy. Let's refresh this here. So we want to select our page. We want to use a link ad. And this time we're still optimizing for conversions. Call to action, learn more. The post link. So for your first retargeting ad, you're going to be targeting people who visited your landing page but didn't opt in. Now, you know, your landing page is going to be something like this. So you want to be targeting people back. You want to be bringing people back to this page. So you grab that link and you put this link in here. Boom. Then you add the post text. Now when you're doing retargeting ads, a real awesome way to get people back to your website is with an ad that I call the 3 reasons why ad. So you want to go, hey, Sam Ovens here, and I noticed that you clicked on my ad and visited my landing page but didn't end up opting in for the case study video. Here's 3 reasons why you should come back right now and check it out. And then what you want to do is give them 3 reasons why. Number 1 should be, you know, you can make this stuff up, but number 1, well, the main objections you're going to come up with people in marketing is 1, I don't believe you, 2, I don't trust you, and 3, I don't think it will work for me. So number 1 is you can say, you know, you can handle these objections. So you could say, number 1, first off, this process is proven, and not just by me, but hundreds of others, and I share their names and stories in this video. So, you know, you're handling the different objections too. You could, you know, write some more. Now, it's hard to see the text in here, so that's why I get you to write your ads in here, in, you know, in in this document first, and then copy paste them over to Quaya. Then we add a headline, 3 reasons why you should come back now. This is just rough copy here, guys. A description, come back now, and then we add 2 images. We want to test multiple images again, so I'll grab these 3 images, drop them in there. And again, we only want to target on Wi-Fi, and we want to turn off the right column, and we want to turn off the audience network. And that's, another template created. We want to call this one retargeting visited LP but didn't opt in. Save to add account. Boom. So, you've got now we've got 2 templates in here. We've got the cold traffic one, and we've got the visited landing page but didn't opt in. And now, we can use this one again. Oopsie, we clear that. Now we can use the same ad template to create the next one. So for this next retargeting ad, we're retargeting people who actually opted in but didn't schedule a call with us. So we want to see what this page is, where the video is, and that's this one here. So we grab this, and we're bringing people back to this link. And this time, we can have 3 reasons why you should. Here's 3 reasons why you should come back. And I saw you could say, hey, it's Sam Ovens here. I noticed you opted in for the case study video, but you didn't end up scheduling a call with me. Here's 3 reasons why you should come back and schedule a call with me right now. And then, same sort of thing. And then I can save as this time, and I'll call this one retargeting opted in but didn't schedule strategy session. And now I've got myself didn't work. So sometimes you have a few bugs like that. Doesn't seem to work when you copy it like that. Oh well, you can just go, you can go in here and you can click on Create New, click on your page, Facebook link ad, and the second retargeting ad we were doing was bringing people to this page. So you add this in here, display link. Website conversions, post text, here's 3 reasons why, headline, 3 reasons to come back. This is not the copy you guys are going to write. You're going to spend time to do yours properly. Description, come back now. Then we add our images. Boom. And then we're going to turn off the right column, we're going to turn off the audience, and we're going to go on Wi-Fi only, and hopefully we can save it this time. So retargeting, opted in but didn't schedule strategy session, save. Hopefully it's saved this time. And then we grab this. Perfect, it did save this time. Oh, it looks like it was doing the other ones, but they only just popped up. So Now we've created 3 ad templates, one for cold traffic, and then one for people who opted in but didn't schedule strategy session, and one for people who visited the landing page but didn't opt in, and one for people who opted in but didn't schedule a strategy session. So right now we've created 3 different ad templates, and we're testing the same message but different images. Now, one thing that you must have, this is a 100% mandatory, is that the message in your ad must match your landing page. If you get what will happen is if the message in your ad doesn't match your landing page, people won't opt in. So we call that a message mismatch. If you're showing an ad that says, how to get high value clients, people click on the ad and they come to the landing page, and then you're talking about something else, they're going to leave and they're not going to opt in. So we're starting off with only testing one message but 4 images. So the message that we're using, you want to make sure that the message in the ad is the same as on the landing page. That's a rule. So we're only testing one message in the beginning, so you just need to have one landing page that matches that message. You must have that message match. Now once you've got that done and you've got these 3 created, you are ready to move on to the next step. So right now you should have one ad with one message that's matching your landing page. You should be split testing 4 images, and you should have 3 templates. You should have the cold traffic one, the retargeting for people who visited the landing page but didn't opt in, and retargeting people who opted in but didn't schedule a strategy session. Now, if this stuff sounds a bit too complicated, it might be the first time round, and I encourage you to, watch this video a few times, pause at the different points, and, get this stuff working. It's not too complicated when you get the hang of it. But that's it for this video, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Hey everybody, Sam Evans here, and welcome to step number 11 of this Facebook training. And this one is called Creating Your Facebook Campaign Shells in the Power Editor. And this is an important one, so pay attention. So at this point you've completed steps 1 to 10. Congratulations, we're almost ready to go live. Now we use Qzx to create all of our stuff, but what happens when we go live with Qzx sometimes is that it mixes up the campaign objective, which we don't want because it can cause a lot of trouble. So in order to get around that, we create the actual campaign shells in the Power Editor. Now to get to the Power Editor, you log into your Business Manager account, you click on your Facebook Ads account, and then up the top you click the Power Editor button, and you get into the Power Editor here. And you want to make sure you download all of your stuff to your account and that you've selected your, the correct account. And then what you want to do is create a campaign. So click Create Campaign, and you want to call the first one Cold Traffic VSL Funnel Specific Interests. And this one you want to optimize for conversions. So I'm going to scroll down and I want to optimize for website conversions here. Auction website conversions, perfect. I want to create that. And that's all I do. I'm not going any further than just creating the shell here. So I've got this one for cold traffic VSL funnel specific interests. That's one campaign. The next campaign I want to have is retargeting VSL funnel, and this one is for visited landing page but didn't opt in. And this one again is optimized for website conversions, and we create that. Perfect. And then we want to create one more campaign, which is going to be for this one's going to be called retargeting, opted in for retargeting VSL funnel, opted in for VSL but didn't schedule strategy session. Auctions, we want to optimize for website conversions and create the shell as well. Now why I call them shells is they've got nothing in them. They're just like that. And we want to upload these, get these guys approved. Done. Now if we go back to our business manager and we check out our ad account here, we should have these campaigns in here. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So they're empty campaigns. They don't have anything in them. Now, that is all you need to do. Just make sure that you name them correctly. You create 3 different campaigns with these naming conventions: cold traffic, VSL funnel, specific interests; retargeting, VSL funnel, visited LP but didn't opt in; retargeting, VSL funnel, opted in for VSL but didn't schedule strategy session. So you create these. And once you've created those, you're ready to go through into the next step. So this one's pretty quick, but it's important that we do this in the Power Editor, because when we do it in Qzx, sometimes we confuse the systems a bit, and I don't want you guys to make that mistake. So that's it for this video. I'll see you in the next step. Hey everybody, Sam Ovens here, and welcome to step 12 of the Uplevel Consulting Facebook training. Now, this one is where we finally get to go live with some Facebook ads. It's a lot of work to build the stuff out, but the good news is that once the stuff's built out, you have the ultimate platform. You've built your account the proper way. We haven't taken any shortcuts. We're 100% Facebook compliant. We're legitimate. We've built this thing the right way. It has, rock solid foundations. And when you do that, you only need to do about 30 minutes to an hour of actual campaign management a day. And you'll be able to run a very high 6-figure business per month, just with about half an hour to an hour of campaign management a day. So when you do things properly, the ongoing management is easy, but when you do things wrong, you're constantly having to rebuild everything. So congratulations on doing it the right way. And now we're finally ready to go live. So let me show you how to do it. So you want to start off. Now it is mandatory, guys, that you've completed all the steps 1 through to whatever we're at right now. If you haven't, none of this stuff's going to work. So don't kid yourself. Make sure you've gone through and completed all the steps. So what we do is we're going to start by launching our cold traffic ad. So we grab our cold traffic ad template here and we just drag it in, and it's going to create multiple different ads with different images. Boom, just like that. Then we go on set targeting, and we want to drag in our specific interests targeting here. Boom. And just like that, it's going to create like 20 or 30 ad sets for us. Very fast. You can't do this in the Power Editor or anything else like that. This is why this software is going to change your life and make you a lot of money. So then we go to publish ads, and then we click on generate 33 ads. And now here's where we have to select the campaign, and that's why we set it up in Power Editor. So you want to go existing campaign, and it's not showing up here, so I'm going to search for, what did I call the campaign? Let me go back into here. So the campaign is called Cold Traffic VSL. Loading campaigns. Sometimes the connection is a bit slow here between the two systems, so I'll just refresh it. Generate 33 ads, existing campaign. Yeah, so it's gonna, it's a bit slow, the connection here, it won't work that fast. So I'm just gonna start off with this campaign, which I've already got here, but you'll wanna make sure that you select the right one. And the right one is, the cold traffic first. So that, specifically you wanna start off with cold traffic VSL funnel specific interests. Make sure you select that one. Then you want to optimize for a conversion pixel, and you want to select, your pixel, and the event you want to track are leads. So remember how I told you we're tracking two types of conversions, opt-ins and registrations, which is when people, schedule a call with us. Now, when we're beginning this campaign, you're not going to have enough data for strategy sessions, because strategy sessions cost us in between, $20 and $200. So, we're not going to be getting much of those in the beginning because we're not spending much money. But we are going to be getting more leads because those only cost us in between $3 and $10. So we want to start off by optimizing the campaign for leads, and that's why we do that. And then you leave the stuff blank, but here's the important part, your ad set budget. Now, we've got, in my example here, I've got 11 ad sets, but you should have in between 20 and 30 ad sets. And what you want to do is you want to start your budget off at about in between $5 and $10 a day here. So if I go, $10 per day, that's going to be, $110 per day total. And I want to, this is just for testing why we do this. I recommend at least 5 to 10 per ad set per day, just for this testing period. Then you want to optimize for, and you want to go for off-site conversions, and you want to pay for impressions, and you want to leave the bidding on automatic. So you want to make sure you've got that stuff right. Then you want to click on tracking settings, and you want to make sure that you're tracking your pixel. You can use Google Analytics too if you want to, it's not compulsory, but you want to make sure you're tracking on the pixel, most important. And then once you've done that, you can click generate 33 ads and watch what happens. There we go. We just created like a whole bunch of ads and a whole bunch of ad sets just like that. Boom. That would have taken you probably 6 hours in the Power Editor. So now let's go back to our account, go back to our business manager, and if we check on our account here, and we look at it went and I put them into this campaign. Where did I put them? Not this one. Put them into a forget which campaign I put them into. Let me have a quick look. Oh, sorry. So I created all of these ads, they're ready to go, and now I forgot to press the Publish 33 Ads button. So you have to click Publish 33 Ads. And now they're published. So yeah, don't forget to click that button. Now if I go back to our Facebook Business Manager, and I click on our account, and we look at what's going on in here, you can see it's pending review already. In here, it's perfectly created me, all these different ad sets. So it's created an ad set per interest. So if I hover over here, it says, American Association for Marriage and Family Therapy, Lawyers Specific Interests America Bar Association. It's named all of these different ad sets, which is ideal for us. And then inside each ad set, we've got 3 different ads with all the images. So, you might not know how awesome that is unless you've created ads yourself the hard way before. But, if this is your first time advertising, you're going to, see why that is really that awesome, because it's so fast and we've already got things approved. It's just zoof. We to do this the old way would have taken 6 or more hours. So now we've got that set up. We went live with our cold traffic campaign. But remember, we're running 3 campaigns here. Now, this was a fake campaign, so I am going to turn this one off. And inside here, I am just going to quickly delete these because, you know, they're bogus ads, and I don't want to get in any trouble for having those there. So we'll just get rid of these. Obviously, your ads will be legitimate. Now, the next thing we want to do is we want to remove this. We want to go back here, and we want to clear creatives, and we want to go to targeting, and we want to click on all of this and remove all the targeting. So we've got a nice clean workspace again. Now this time we want to launch the ads for our retargeting. So we go to use template, we click on, you know, our retargeting for visited landing page but didn't opt in. We drag that here, and here's our different 3 reasons why ads. Then we go to set targeting, and this time we grab our visited landing page but didn't opt in. And this time it's only going to have 1 ad set for us, because this time we're only targeting people, you know, retargeting people. We're not targeting, you know, multiple different interests. There's only 1 ad set and multiple ads. So once we've got that ready, we click on publish ads, we generate 3 ads, and we find the correct campaign here, which will be your retargeting one. And then we conversion pixel, we're optimizing for leads again, and you know, you set up all of this stuff and you generate the ads and you go live, just like I went with the cold traffic ads. So once you've gone live with the retargeting ads, then you want to go live with your, you know, your second set of retargeting ads, which was for people who opted in but didn't schedule strategy session. And you drag that targeting template in, or you drag that ad template in here, and then you go to targeting and you drag the correct targeting template in here, which is opted in but didn't schedule strategy session. And then you publish that and you go live with that. And then, guys, just like that, you're going to have your ads live. You know, we're testing 30 different interests with 30 ads in there, but with a variation of 3 images. So we're testing a whole bunch of stuff. And not only that, but we've got our retargeting ads set up, and you know, for both stages of our funnel. So I cannot really describe how much time Qzx is going to save you, and how much time and effort this training is going to save you. To get an understanding of Facebook, like the one I've just given you in this training, has taken me more than $500,000 of ad spend, God knows how much money in training, and how many mistakes and all of that stuff. And you know, I've boiled down my workflow to be as precise as possible, and to show you guys the quickest way to go live with a, you know, an all-star campaign. The way I'm teaching you how to advertise here, it's not like gimmicky. It's not how most people out there in the marketplace are advertising. This is an all-star campaign. This is what the guys who charge $10,000 and $20,000 a month for campaign management charge, and they don't even do it to this level of detail. So you guys have got the real deal here, and you know, this is an incredible training. So congratulations on sticking with me to this point and getting everything live. Now, the next step is to start, you know, measuring our data and testing to see what's working and what's not. Right now we're going to be in the testing stage, because we've got, you know, 30 different ad sets up, we've got multiple different images up. We're just trying to see what's working and what's not, and then refine our process and optimize. So the next video is going to be all about that. So once you've done all of this, I will see you in the next video. Hey everybody, Sam Evans here, and welcome to step 13 of this Facebook training. And this one is all about gathering essential data and testing in the testing stage and optimizing your campaign. So by this point you should have gone live with Qzx. with about 30 different ad sets and about 4 different ads. And what you want to do now is, we're in the testing stage. So, for the first 2 to 7 days, we're going to be in testing mode. And we're essentially going to be figuring out what's working and what's not. And we want to check back on our campaigns every 24 hours and see how they're performing. It's a bad practice, guys, to check more than once every 24 hours. I know a lot of people, they want to watch their ad account like a hawk, and they're watching it like per minute, and it's just like the stock market. I mean, if you're going to buy a stock, you don't watch it like a hawk every minute, and if it goes down, freak out a bit, and then, sell out of your stock. You wait for, decent time periods to make judgment calls like that. So, when you're optimizing your campaign, set it all up and then let it run for 24 hours and then come back in 24 hours and check it out and see how things are performing. Now, what we're looking to see is which audiences are working and which audiences are not working. And we gauge this by looking at the cost per lead and the cost per strategy session figures and seeing whether they are within our KPI benchmarks. So our KPI benchmarks for the VSL funnel, we're looking for about $1 clicks and about $3 to $5 leads and about $20 to $200 applications. So what you can do is you go to your ad account and you open it up. And guys, you will not have enough data to look at until 24 hours have been. So, I'm going to have to pull up an old campaign of mine. So, this one here. So this is an old one. So let's say I pull this one up here. And what I want to do is I want to look at the performance. So I click on columns, and then I click on customize columns. And I want to select, I want to see the, most importantly, I want to see the case study video opt-ins and the strategy session applications. I want to look at these 2 pieces, which are the important ones that we want to look at. And I want to make sure that my time period up here is set for, the last, for the accurate time period. But since this campaign, wasn't running in, since this campaign wasn't running for a while, why is it not showing me the right data here? Bear with me for a moment. So, you want to select those right things, and you want to make sure that you're looking at the right data. Obviously, this data is expired now, and it's too old, so it's not going to let me do it. But you want to be looking at how many people have opted in and how many people have scheduled a strategy session. And you want to be looking at the cost per opt-in and the cost per strategy session. And you want to be doing that per ad set. So remember how we created a whole bunch of ad sets for all the different audiences? Well, you're going to want to look at them and see which ones are performing and which ones are not. Because remember how we came up with about 30 different ad sets. So if we go back to Quaya and we go back to our targeting template, which we set up for specific interests here, we had all of these different interests, and we split them into different ad sets so we could test. Well, what we want to look at is which ones are working and which ones are not working. And we want to make sure that they're within KPI. And KPI is about $1 per click. I would pay a max of $2 a click. And I'd be looking in between $3 and $5 leads, and I'd have a maximum of $10 leads. And I'd be looking for strategy sessions in between $20 and $200, and I'd be looking for a maximum of 300. So you want to be looking at, at first you're going to be looking at clicks and opt-ins. So which ones are giving you good opt-ins and which ones aren't. And you want to start shutting off all of the different ad sets that aren't working for you. But this can't be done within 24 hours. Guys, you have to give your campaign enough time. I even recommend, giving it 48 hours before, making judgment calls like that. Now what we're doing is we're basically, we threw 30 audiences out there with identical ads, and we said, let's see which ones work and which ones don't. And you start turning them off. And then what we're going to be left with is just the audiences that work. So that's what we're doing in the testing phase. We're trying a whole bunch of different audiences that look similar, and we're seeing which ones work and which ones do not work. And we're making sure that they're within KPI. Here's the KPI for our, here are the KPIs for our VSL funnel, and here are the KPIs for our JIT webinar funnel. Now, after 48 hours of testing, you want to start turning the ones off that are not working and leave the ones on which are working. And that's basically what testing is. And we're testing here which ad sets are working. We're also doing another test, and we're seeing which images are working. So remember how in Qzx900, if we went to our ad templates back here, we have 3 different images being tested here. Now what we basically want to do is see which image is working the best, and we want to start turning off the images that aren't working the best. And we will have done our first successful test. We're going to see which images our market likes, and we're also going to see which audiences are working for us. And that's some very awesome data to gather within 48 hours. It's a very effective way of doing it. Now what you want to do is turn off the ones that aren't working, and you want to go back to that Excel spreadsheet that I gave you for Facebook, and you want to write down the ones that work. You want to write works, and if an audience doesn't work, you want to write doesn't work. And then you want to go back to Qzx900, and you want to go to the targeting, and you want to update your targeting template. So you want to go back to the specific interests here, and you want to start turning off the ones, you want to start shutting out these ones that aren't working. And what we're doing is we're refining our audience. We started off with an audience in between 500,000 and 2 million, and we're refining it to just the ones that are working. Now, what we're left with then is an audience full of winners. So, all of these different ones are winning, they're working for us. Well, that's awesome. Now we're left with an audience of winners. And guys, if you can get an audience of winners that's in between, if you can get it in between 300,000 and 1 million, that's ideal. You guys are going to be, just getting tons of strategy sessions all day. So that's what you want to do. You want to figure out which ones work and which ones don't work. And then when you figure out which ones work, here's the beautiful thing you can do. You just go any, and then it lumps them all into one ad set for you. And then you don't have to have 30 different ad sets, because we know that all of them within this ad set work. And now we've just got one targeting template which we can go to whenever we want to generate strategy sessions. We don't have to create new targeting at all. We know what works, and it's all saved in here in one nice template, and we can deploy it within seconds. We just drag it in here, boom, we go to our ads, we drag them in here, boom, publish, we're live. And once you have found, once you've created your targeting template of in between 300,000 and 1 million people of working audiences, guys, you're on the home straight, and you're going to have a hell of a lot of fun advertising on Facebook. So that's essentially what we're trying to do in the testing stage. Waiting 48 hours, shutting off things that are outside of KPI, leaving on things that are in KPI, making sure we take note of the things that don't work so in the future we don't forget and add them back in, and then, removing them from our targeting template and then combining them all together and creating a winning audience. So that's it for this training, guys, and congratulations on getting to this point. You're obviously, you're obviously very driven, and you've gotten through this much of the training. Congratulations. You are going to see some awesome results and some awesome things happen, I can tell. So I'll see you in the next training. Hey everybody, Sam Ovens here, and welcome to step 14 of this Facebook ads training. And this one's all about troubleshooting issues with your campaigns and conversions. So here in this video, I'm going to show you, how you troubleshoot things and how you figure out what's wrong with your campaign if it's not working for you. So first and foremost, the first problem you can run into is that you're not getting served impressions or you're not getting clicks. So if you're not getting impressions, try creating a new campaign, because something's going wrong here. You should always get impressions. So, try creating a new campaign and double check that you've set your campaign up correctly. I can't say this enough. If you're not getting impressions, double check that you did things correctly and try it again, because this should not happen. Now, the second issue you might run into is you're not getting clicks. So you're getting impressions on your ads, but you're not getting clicks. So you want to look at the click-through rate, which we call the CTR, and the quality score. And what you want is to have a CTR greater than 2% and a quality score greater than 5. And if you don't have these numbers, then you need to try changing the image first. Now remember, the image is worth about 80% of the effectiveness of a Facebook ad. So your first go-to is to try changing the image and try some different things. If you tried an image of yourself, try an image of something else. Try different images and see if you can get a higher click-through rate. Also, make sure that your image is relevant to your market. If you're selling to builders, don't have an image of a guy in a suit in an office. Have a picture of a building site or something that's going to interest them. If you're selling health and fitness, don't have an image of some guy in a suit, like, sitting at his desk. Make sure that your image matches your market and that it's relevant. And if the image still doesn't fix it, then there must be a problem with the audience. So you want to try different audiences. Go back and start trying to look for more audiences. See if you can, use the Audience Insights tool to come up with some different audiences and try them out. And then if that still doesn't fix it, then you must have a problem with your marketing message or the angle. So, the market isn't responding to your message or your angle, and you need to try a new one. So you need to go back to the drawing board and try a different message or try a different angle and see if you can get it to work. And you must keep testing in this stage until you're getting a click-through rate greater than 2% and a quality score greater than 5. So you must keep testing here. It's also important to make sure that you're using statistical significant data. So I'm not talking about running a campaign and then complaining that you're not getting clicks within the first few hours. Because guys, I told you, check your campaigns every 24 hours and wait at least 48 hours before making decisions like this. Now, statistical significance usually looks, it's in the higher numbers. It's around 100 clicks. Or if you've run your campaigns for 2 days and you're still not getting clicks, then, you really need to have a look at this. Now, another issue you might have is you're getting clicks, but they're costing too much, i.e. over $2. So you should be paying up to $2 US per click. Now, if you're having this issue, then you've got the same one as above. Not as bad, but a similar version. You must have it, if you're paying more than $2, then your CTR is likely less than 2% and your quality score is likely less than 5. And what you need to do is you need to keep changing the image and see if that fixes it. Then you need to try the audience, see if that fixes it. And if that still doesn't fix it, then you obviously have an issue with your message and you need to fix that. And you need to stay in this testing of impressions and clicks until you're getting at least a CTR of greater than 2% and a quality score greater than 5%, and you're paying less than $2 per click. So those are our KPIs in here. Less than $2 a click. If you've got that, congratulations, and you might be having an issue with your landing page converting. So what I mean by this is people are clicking on your ad, but they're not converting, they're not opting in and getting to view your VSL. So what this means is that you're not, what this means is that there's incongruence between your ad message and your landing page message. Now, if someone clicks on your ad, it means that they like the message. If your ad says how to get 5 new clients for your consulting business, if someone clicks that, it means they like the message. Now, when they come to your landing page and they don't opt in, it means that you probably lost them because the message is incongruent. If you say how to get 5 new clients with your consulting business, then the landing page must say the exact same thing. It must also have the same look and feel and all of that. So make sure that your landing page matches your message on your ad. Mandatory stuff, this. And also check for technical issues. Try loading your landing page on different browsers. Try it on Chrome, Safari, Firefox, Internet Explorer. And if it's still, also try it on your mobile phone. Make sure that it's working. Make sure you've done your testing properly. And guys, you must be converting clicks to leads at greater than 15%, more like 20% plus. These are the KPIs for this. And if you're not converting within this KPI, then you need to keep testing and trying things out until you get it within KPI. And when you're looking at this data, you must be using a statistical significant data set. And what that means is more than 100 clicks. So don't get 5 clicks to your landing page and then say, oh, my landing page isn't converting because I've had 0 opt-ins out of 5 clicks. You need at least 100 clicks, guys. And that's 100 clicks per change. So you don't, get 5 clicks, change something on your landing page, then get more clicks and then change more stuff. Wait until you get a whole until you get a whole batch of 100 clicks and then make your change. You've got to have discipline with this stuff. Otherwise it's going to, just hit you right in the face. You've got to have discipline. You've got to treat paid advertising like investment, like an investment, because you've got to remove your emotions and just use data and discipline. It's very different. Now, strategy session applications. Here you might be getting people to click and then getting them to opt in, but they might not be applying for a strategy session. And you want to have people who you want to have opt-ins converting to strategy session applications at 5% plus. So if 100 people opt in, 5 of them should take you up on strategy session. Once again, make sure that you have a statistical significant data set of over 100 opt-ins before you start making judgment calls like this. And once you do, if you still don't have 5%, then you probably have an issue with your video. So I would check first and foremost that it's loading correctly and playing correctly. Try it on different browsers, try it on your mobile phone. And if it still looks like the tech stuff's fine, then you probably have to change something in your VSL because it's throwing people off. So that's how you troubleshoot and improve things here. Now, generally, running paid ads, it's a different part of the brain, guys. As entrepreneurs, we're good at talking with people, we're good at alchemy, we're good at emotional stuff, and being very scrappy and being, like taking risks and things like that, like moving fast without discipline. But guys, when you take that same approach in paid ads, you're going to get in trouble. Paid ads is a different part of the brain. It's all science, data, and facts. It's a numbers game. You've got to understand your numbers. You've got to measure everything. You've got to be disciplined, methodical, all the things that most entrepreneurs are not. So, most entrepreneurs are used to the emotional stuff and are horrible at managing campaigns. So make sure that you keep fighting that inner demon inside of you that wants to keep changing things and to do things scrappy without testing and looking at the data. Guys, if you can't develop this discipline, then you're going to fail with paid ads. You've got to sort it out. You want to be checking your campaigns only once every 24 hours. and you want to be measuring your data, you want to be methodical, and you want to be following this process to a T, dotting your I's and crossing your T's. No mistakes. There is no room for mistakes with this sort of stuff. You want to make sure that you're disciplined and using data to make your decisions. Now, throughout the testing stages of your campaign, you will have to keep coming back to these benchmarks and KPIs and keep trying new things and measuring the results. And you've got to bear with it as long as it takes to get it right. Usually most of my clients have this right within 7 to 14 days. A lot of guys get it right off the bat. They don't really have to test anything. They start running ads, their funnel works, it's all working well, they're on the phone closing deals and, having a great time. But sometimes, you don't get it right the first time, and that's when you need to start doing some testing and troubleshooting and figuring things out. Now, remember that your knowledge of the niche and your message make most of the difference here between winning ads and losing ads. So, chances are that, you need to really understand your market more if you've been through all of this stuff and you're still not getting, within KPIs. But it's all good. I mean, this is all stuff you can improve on, and eventually you'll get it right. And, most of my clients get this stuff right and get it running and have very awesome results. So just stick with it until you get it working. That's all I can say. So that's it for this video, guys. It's been a long training, this Facebook one, but like I said, this is an all-star training. I hope you've enjoyed it. I've really put a lot of work into this, and this is part 1 of 2. So, I've been really trying to over-deliver on this, and I hope you guys are enjoying it. So I'll see you in the next video, which is going to be on campaign management and reporting, which is the last part of Facebook training part 1. I'll see you there. Thanks for watching.